Sasuke, his strength at the beginning of the war when he woke up from like getting his brother's eyes, he first got the EMS Sharingan, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Strength to 89%, speed 88. He came out of the like caves where Kabuto and Obito had him, and he was like, I have to find what's going on. Like I don't even know what the fuck's going on. There's a war going on. That's what the Zetsu's told him. Then he like just laid waste. Amaterasu. You know, flame control on them. You know, he ran around and eventually found his brother. Reanimated, and he was like, "Damn, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I gotta stop this jutsu. There's a war going on." And he was like, "Oh fuck, okay." And then he was like, "This guy, this is Orochimaru." He was like, "Nope." Kabuto was like, "Nope, that's me. I'm Kabuto, but I might as well be the new Orochimaru." Then they fought against Kabuto. However, Sasuke wasn't that big of a factor in that fight. It was mostly Itachi and Itachi giving Sasuke instructions, just like when they were like young, when they were kids. It was like you gotta like do this, shoot this arrow at this time so I can move in on him and do this and that. And he was just like basically a support to his brother during that fight. Then Sasuke, he was still questioning things, and he brought back, Orochimaru. So then he could go to the Leaf Village and summon the Okages, so he could make his decision about if he wanted to destroy the Leaf or not. But his durability is a 87%. Endurance is a 91. Intelligence is a 81%. Experience is a 87. Close skills are 88. Range skills are 88. And then recoups are 90%. And hacks are 94 with, overall power 88.3. He talked to them and they were like, Hashirama stated that, Itachi was actually a better ninja than he was, as he went through more sacrifices, and he did it for the sake of the Leaf, so the Leaf could, survive and thrive still. You know, Hiruzen was like, yes, I did order, him to do that. There was no choice and other things. He had to kill everybody he would. Tobirama was like, your people have the tendency to fucking, be hateful. That's why I kept a close eye on you people. You know, took you to the outskirts of the village and other shit. Um, and he was like, he came to this decision. He was like, okay, we'll fight in this war and figure this shit out. You know, that's what happened. At the beginning of the war. Sasuke, was doing his own thing. As everything else was going on, and he was, just figuring himself out still. But stay cool, calling on the corner.